So after a night of going extreme for the WWE, it's only natural that we have a follow-up show. What is up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my WWE RAW live review for July 16th, 2018. Oh, didn't think I'd make it this far, but hey, we're here, baby. Shout out to my affiliate, WrestlingWithWrestling.com. You guys can check out all my reviews on that website. If you guys are new to this channel, you guys haven't checked out the last review I did, which is my Extreme Rules review, definitely check that out. That'd be awesome. And as well, check out the recent video that I just posted on this channel. Me saying wrestling fans are funny, because let's be real here. After last night's antics, these wrestling fans are hilarious, man. Like, you can't take these guys seriously. You can't. But anyways, it's time to talk about Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about what happened tonight on Raw. So, to kick off Raw, one of the enticing things for this week's episode was Brock Lesnar. The decision was going to be made. There was going to be an ultimatum made about Lesnar's status. And you would think WWE is heading into SummerSlam. The ratings haven't been so good with this. Paul Heyman's now apparently a writer for the company again. You would think, oh, this is something that WWE is going to build upon for the whole night. And this is something that we're going to either get near the end or at the beginning of the show. And it was going to kick off the show. Kurt Angle came out. He did his usual rehab Angle speech. And then instead of Brock Lesnar, we got Paul Heyman. And instead of maybe having an epic segment with maybe a potential cash-in, we got the usual crap. Paul Heyman was like, well, what do you mean Brock has to defend the title? And Kurt Angle was like, Brock has to defend the title. Brock just wants a UFC title, Kurt. Brock has to defend the title. Well, what if he doesn't? Then he gets stripped. Do I have time to think about this? No. All right, Brock will be at SummerSlam. And so then afterwards, you have it where the first guy that comes out is Bobby Lashley. And that makes sense. It's like, okay, I see this. Lashley's coming out. He beat Roman Reigns. Definitely, if you're talking about the guy that should face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, it should be good old Bobo. So Bobby Lashley comes out. He does his usual, I feel like I beat Roman Reigns, so I'm the big dog now, and I should get the title shot. But we don't continue there. All of a sudden, Drew McIntyre comes out, and he goes, Oi, you thought that I was just going to stand here with Dolph the whole time? Oh no. I'm here for the Universal title. Hey, fuck it, at least they're doing something with McIntyre. What's there to bitch about there? And then all of a sudden, hello, my name is Elias comes out. So then we get Elias. And then all of a sudden, Elias is saying, who hasn't done anything on TV, by the way, he's saying, I deserve a title with Brock Lesnar, and my album comes out next week, which was like the most random drop-off. Oh, Seth Rollins came out beforehand, but he didn't even speak. He just did his little, I'm angry, I deserve the Universal title, Kurt. And then Finn Balor came out, and all I heard from him was like, I feel like I can beat Brock Lesnar in the staring contest. Yahoo! Like, he just said Yahoo like 5 times. Like, I feel like I missed nothing from that. And then, freaking the big dog comes out, and Roman Reigns is like, I have no excuses. I lost last night, believe that. I don't care about Brock Lesnar or the title. Way to go. Because the one thing you want to see is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, right? But Roman Reigns goes out there and says, I don't care about Brock Lesnar. So why should I care if Roman Reigns is like, I don't care about Brock Lesnar? So Roman Reigns doesn't care about Brock Lesnar. He just wants a fight tonight because he's the big dog. So that's how he makes up a loss. So Kurt Angle, who is putting all this pressure on Paul Heyman to make Lesnar defend the title, it's not like Kurt Angle had a match already in mind or thought of something where it was like, oh, this is why I was pressuring Brock Lesnar. No, he decides, all right then, since this is Monday Night Raw and we have nothing else to do and we gotta pad out these 3 hours, we're gonna have a triple threat matches, 2 of them, and the winners of those matches will face for the opportunity next week. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. I'm like, then why were you pressuring Paul Heyman to have Brock Lesnar defend the title? You don't even have a match or an opponent in place for Lesnar. So now we're just doing the triple threat matches. And those triple threat matches, the opening match, which was Reigns versus Balor versus McIntyre. And then the second triple threat match, which would be the main event of the night, Lashley, Rollins, and Elias. Look, those are fine matchups. I'm not complaining. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, those are fine. But it's like, if you're going to be a character where you're like pushing that Brock Lesnar needs to defend the WWE Championship, and we need Brock Lesnar so bad, and you don't have a match idea placed for him, like you would think Kurt Angle would be like, okay, this is the pay-per-view where I send like 5 guys at Brock Lesnar, so that way I can guarantee that the Universal title is coming home. Like, that should be Kurt Angle's character right now as a GM, that he's hell-bent on getting that Universal title back on Raw because it hasn't been there for so long. And he will do anything it takes. So that way, people won't bitch and moan that it's just, oh, it's Roman versus Lesnar. Like, you could have done something where it's like a 5-man match for the Universal title. Why not? Who cares? But, hey, you didn't have an idea. So instead, we're just going to have these triple threat matches. Now, the opening triple threat match with Reigns, Balor, and McIntyre, this was a good opening match. Like, I enjoyed myself watching this match. I felt all 3 men, like, what I liked about this match is, I felt like all 3 men wanted it. Like, that's what I liked about it. Like, I'm not a Balor fan, you guys know that, because I don't even pronounce his name correctly. But, when I feel like when I'm watching you on screen, and I feel like you want this, that you want to become the champion, I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. I can understand what you want. So this was a good match. McIntyre looked amazing in this match. He was just awesome. It just showed that WWE messed up by not making him a singles guy right away. But it was good stuff what they were doing, man. They did some good stuff right here with this triple threat. Roman ends up winning, which kind of was like puzzling to me because he lost at Extreme Rules. And I figured they would, I don't know, shove Balor down our throats because that's what they like to do anyways. But I guess they were just like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The big dog wins. Believe that, bitch. So that was pretty much the opening of Raw. It was a fine opening. It was just, there were some things where I was just like, like I was a little bit confused on. Ziggler and Bobby Roode had a filler mid-card match. Whoop-de-doo. Next. There was really nothing. Ziggler came out, cut a goofy promo, saying he respected Seth Rollins, but he's no Dolph Ziggler. Just pretty much like the most, like, generic heel promo. And then Bobby Roode came out just to remind you that he still exists and was like, I'm glorious. And then like Ziggler's like, do you want a match? And then Bobby Roode's like, yeah, for the title. And then Ziggler's like, but it ain't gonna be for the title. Ha, ain't I a heel? And it's like, ugh, whatever. So, yep, Ziggler, I don't even know what's going on with that, Xander. I don't even know. I think they're still aligned friends, but I don't know if, like, I don't know about that. That's a great question, Xander. Are Ziggler and McIntyre still, aligned? Who knows? Who cares at this point? Like, do y'all really care if, like, Ziggler and McIntyre are aligned? Like, to me personally, I don't feel like it makes a difference. Like, I feel like it literally makes zero difference and stuff like that. But anyways, afterwards, Mojo Rawley beat up, what's his name? Tyler Breeze. See, that's how bad it is, man. I can't even remember the jobber characters in wrestling anymore. I used to remember all these jobbers. Nowadays, it's like you're searching. But yeah, Mojo Rawley beat up Tyler Breeze. Look, Mojo Rawley's not good in the ring, but the dude's charismatic enough that he could be a good filler feud guy. Like, you know, like, if you need a filler feud, just send Mojo Rawley. Just send Mojo Rawley to be that filler feud guy. You need Roman Reigns to beat someone up for 1 week? Yeah, man, send out Mojo Rawley. I can see Mojo Rawley being like, Roman, you feel like you're the only ex-NFL star here, but I'm the real star. I'm going to spike you like Gronk spikes everyone else, or something like that. I don't know. Like, that'd be something great. I'd be down with that, so, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about Mojo Rawley. I just feel like he's charismatic. He's just not good in the ring. But it's not like he's, like, super terrible because he's athletic. He just doesn't, like, do little things that, like, most people would. But when it comes down to just being a charismatic person, he does a good job with this. So, the next matchup was our drama-filled match of the week, man. The most drama-filled match. It's another cycle of Bayley and Sasha, days of our lives. Ugh. So, there was an ultimatum made. Kurt Angle said to Bayley, "Look, Bayley, I'm going to put you and Sasha in another tag team match. And if you can't decide, I'm going to take one of you guys to SmackDown." Oh, it's true. It's... Kurt, I understand. And, like, I don't know, like, if Sasha wants to work with me, but I get it. And I'm going to work with Sasha. So, Bayley and Sasha were in this tag team match, which they literally grabbed the two most random ass divas in this. They were like, "Alicia, Dana, did you guys pack your ring gear?" I think so. I'm not sure. Well, guess what? You're wrestling tonight, motherfucker. So go out there and wrestle Sasha and Bayley. Like, Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox probably were like, huh. So this tag match was bleh. It was bad. And then it ended because Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox were beating up Bayley. And then Sasha Banks went crazy and protected her friend Bayley. And afterwards, you know, it was a no contest. And so we were wondering, oh, are they going to go to SmackDown? What's going on? And then Sasha Banks runs away. And so we are left on this cliffhanger. What happened next? And you know it's bad. I typed this all out because I needed to read it word for word about this promo. This promo, whoever wrote this shit, they suck, okay? This is like the most generic, like, teenage girl type of writing that I would read out of like a fanfic. You know, like when these girls are writing fanfics and like, you know, like the Twilights and everything like that. Like, this is some teenage girl crap. All right? So Bayley comes in the locker room. Bayley says to Sasha, "So Sasha, what was that about in the tag match?" "Look, Bayley, if it's not me kicking your ass, then I don't care. And look, Bayley, you know how I am. I just don't want to. I can't share my feelings like that, Bayley, okay? I just can't share my feelings like that." "Sasha, you know I'm your friend." "Bayley, look, I love you, Bayley. You're so awesome. You're so great. I mean, you always stand up for people and you always are so huggable. In the WWE universe, they love you, Bayley. And I just want to be like that, Bayley. I just wish I could be like that, but you know, Bayley, I love you. I love you, Bayley. Love you." Who fucking wrote this shit? I literally wrote this like down to the T. That was the promo. Was this motherfucker, man? Like, this was like supposed to touch my heart. This was supposed to make me say, "Oh, Sasha and Bayley are still." This was making me laugh. Who the fuck wrote this shit? Who sounded like all this was a good idea? Like, come on, man. Like, this is stuff where I'm like, you know, there's times where I'm just like, man, dude, I want to change the channel while watching wrestling because I'm embarrassed that this shit's playing. But then all of a sudden, this is one of those things, man, where I just want to change the channel, man. Like, seriously, where is this storyline going? Where is it? Where is this feud going? This was one of the worst things I've seen on Raw, backstage-wise. How do you mess up a backstage segment? It was so bad. like, seriously, where is this leading to? I was actually looking for... I'm not even a Bayley fan. I was thinking, like, oh, you know, this could give me a chance to maybe like Bayley. I can sympathize with Bayley here because Bayley, the character, is being betrayed by her best friend and blah, blah, blah. I can get behind that. We've all been in that kind of situation at least once in our lives, right? I don't know. Maybe some of you haven't, but I have, where sometimes a friend of mine, whether they're like my best friend or not, like a friend of mine has betrayed me. So I was like, man, I was looking forward to this. And this is the result we get. Freaking Sasha Banks, all like, you know, it's hard for me to express my feelings. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Hard for me to express my feelings. Get the hell on out of here. So hard for you to express your feelings. Yeah, when you were feuding with Charlotte. Charlotte, I don't like how you are not my friend anymore. I'm here to make history. So... And I'm glad you guys like my rendition of the Bayley Sasha Banks promo. I had to. Because that shit was just ridiculous, man. It was absolutely ridiculous, man. Oh, man. But, you know what's also ridiculous? Fucking Care Bear. So, Care Bear pretty much be like, oh, I didn't congratulate Kevin on winning. Ha ha ha. And then Renee Young was all like, hey, how come you didn't challenge for Universal title? Cause I have briefcase. Get these hands. Ha ha ha. And he walked away, and that was it. And I was like, thank God. Don't have to see this piece of shit for the week. For real, man. That's a bonus for Raw. Anytime I don't have to see Care Bear do shit, I like it. B-Team beat up the Ascension. I forgot. This like the Ascension are those guys on the roster, like that I literally sometimes I sit there and I watch and I forget they exist. I'm like, wait, the Ascension are still around? I always forget, man. I literally forgot that they were on Raw. I thought they were still on SmackDown, to be honest with you. But yeah, B-Team retained, and then Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt vowed to delete them. So, there you go. Yeah, JC, of course. Well, come on, Juan, you know that. We're supposed to cheer for Care Bear, man. Alexa Bliss, and now it's time for the promo of the week, the best segment of the week. This felt like an older school type of segment. This was a segment I got behind. So Alexa Bliss came out and cut the usual good Alexa Bliss promo, saying that she's the best. No one can beat me. I've beaten everyone on this roster. I feel like I have no challengers left. And no one's going to take me down. And then, like, you know, she was just cutting her promo, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, the crowd just erupts. And here comes Ronda Rousey, John Cena Nexus, and stuff like that style. Just comes out. She's supposed to be suspended, just like John Cena was supposed to be fired. Comes out, storms the ring, and causes mayhem and havoc. And this was fun. Like, here's the thing. I understand. People are going to be like, okay, this segment made no sense, Chase. Yes, I know. But then again, sometimes some of the more enjoyable segments are segments that don't make sense. Sometimes it's okay for WWE to do this, okay? I've seen other wrestling promotions do this type of shit. Because to me personally, and this is different than when Care Bear threw a temper tantrum and he got fired and he still kept his world title shot after getting rehired. Because see, at least Ronda Rousey, she has a reason for wanting to kick Alexa Bliss's ass. Like, this is just pent-up aggression that we're seeing from Ronda Rousey. And it was a nice surprise seeing Ronda Rousey tonight. I don't know if she was advertised. Like, I don't pay attention to that BS. But for me, I was like, oh shit, Ronda's here, man. Like, oh, yeah. And this was a fun segment. This is what I like. These are like wrestling segments that I like. This is like something I want to see more of in professional wrestling. Segments like these, just off the wall, fun segments that have a little bit of common sense, but it's okay because we know it's a wrestling show. And then afterwards, the MVP of Raw, Constable Corbin, comes out. He was mad earlier because Kurt Angle didn't put him in one of the triple threats. And then he was all mad that Ronda only got a week added to her suspension. But so he was going to call Stephanie. But Kurt Angle had his phone. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. I love Constable Corbin, man. If you ain't a constable, you don't know what's up. All these people, trust, and I don't want to see people jump on the constable bandwagon. I admitted when I was wrong. Like at first I was like, what's this Sheriff Corbin crap? But this Constable Corbin, man, I love this guy. I see this guy and I'm just like, he's a main eventer, dude. I love Constable Corbin. I don't know how to explain it. I just see it. I love how he still does the shaking of his head thing with no hair when he gets his entrance. Oh, I love this guy. So Constable Corbin is mad. Kurt Angle has his phone. And then all of a sudden, he decides to give Ronda Rousey a title match at SummerSlam. Fine with me. The fans liked it. It was a good segment. This is like something that you want to see more of on Raw. So Raw is like 2 for like 10 on segments tonight. Because the triple threat was good, and then the Rousey stuff was also pretty good too. So that stuff is like, that's fine. But when you're 2 out of 10, that's not doing good, man. They're not shooting a high percentage. But hey, the Authors of Pain and Titus Worldwide had a match. And now I just have a question. What is Razor yelling? Because is he speaking Albanian or what kind of language is he yelling? Because I don't know what the Authors of Pain are saying. Because literally, this is like every Authors of Pain match. And this goes back to NXT. Because they go, I'm like, what are you guys saying, man? Like, this is why you guys had Paul Ellering in the first place. Because I didn't know what the hell you guys were barking. Y'all actually sound like you're just barking. You're not even actually saying stuff. Like, Razor was trying to say something in the match. And he was like, I'm like, man, dude, what the hell? Did you get hit too many times in the head, Razor? I know you're a former MMA fighter. So, yeah. My dogs are going crazy. I don't know why, but I don't want to go check. Just insane, man. Someone's breaking in. I'd rather die on camera doing a Raw review than go check. But yeah, no, they're probably barking because my mom went to the gym and she just came back or something. Who knows? But anyways, we got our weekly Ember Moon versus the Right Squad. We got that little thing out of the way this weekend. What happened to Ruby Wright? Is she that injured? It's just awkward seeing the Right Squad without the Right. But yeah, Sarah Logan and Ember Moon, I mean, their match was fine. I mean, the match was fine. Ember Moon lost because I'm not gonna be mad about this either because it's like Ember Moon's been winning, so it's like they kind of have to get a win here. Otherwise, it's just Ember Moon like beating up all these losers. So it's fine that the Right Squad actually won something for once. I just don't know where this is going. Like what's like that's the thing. I don't mind random matches, filler matches, if there's some reasoning behind of it. But like everything else was weird. And yeah, man, the commentary tonight was weird on this one. They were talking about Sarah Logan is a Viking. She calls herself a Viking, Corey. Yeah, you know, Sarah Logan likes to be a Viking. I heard that she likes to sail the seas and pillage people, Michael. And then coach was like me. He's like, what are you guys talking about? Because I didn't know what they were talking about. I literally did not know what they're talking about. Yeah, I think this is Ember Moon's first singles loss. And this was also Sarah Logan's first singles win on the main roster. Oh yeah, she emailed Michael Cole. I forgot, yeah. Sarah Logan's supposed to be a Viking, and she knew how to email Michael Cole. Not even a Viking knows how to email. Did you know Sarah Logan is a Viking Mago? Yeah, that's a given. Yeah, apparently she emailed Michael Cole. Michael Cole on commentary said, I was so excited I never get emails. And told Michael Cole that she's a Viking. Like, this is shit that Vince wrote, man. This has Vince's hands all over it. I can picture Vince backstage. Hey, talk about how Sarah Logan is a Viking. Yeah, that sounds great. Sarah Logan the Viking. I thought she was some outback alligator wrestler because Daniel Bryan don't know what gay meat is. No, she only like eating gay meat. That's what I know. I don't know how to eat gay meat, man. Daniel Bryan don't know what gay meat is. Oh, Sarah Logan, dude. Like, seriously, who thought? Sarah Logan the Viking. She's a Viking model. We got ourselves a fly new soul. Oh, man, Sarah Logan the Viking. What the fuck were they talking about? Oh, man, dude. Main event, triple threat. Elias, Seth Rollins, and good old Battletoad himself, the Walking Armageddon, the Destroyer, the Dominator, Bobby Lashley. Match was fine. It was a good main event. That's like all you could really ask for out of a Raw main event. And Bobby ends up winning, and we're going to get a rematch at Extreme Rules. Yay, because that's what we want to see, is another match between Reigns and Lashley. So for the people that pay $9.99 a month for the WWE Network, you get this match for free. I mean, I'm not complaining. At least I know we're going to get a good quality Raw match next week. It's just like, what was the point of the Extreme Rules match? And especially if Roman wins, like, oh God, what is the point for sure? I think, well, yeah, because they all want their Seth Rollins, Isaac Brock. I mean, Seth Rollins should clearly be in the main event because, you know, the last time he was in the main event, people cared about the clock more than him. So he's so over, you know, Isaac Brock. Seth Rollins is so over that a clock was more entertaining than Seth Rollins. That's how over he is, man. So clock, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Bobo. That's like the IWC hierarchy. Chase, if it was in my city, I would not have chanted for that. Shut the fuck up. Like, for real. Prove me wrong. But anyways, yeah, so Seth Rollins is not main eventing. It's going to be Reigns and Lashley next week in the main event, most likely. Winner faces Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. This week's episode of Raw, for your main segments that people are going to pay attention to, you know, your main event segments, they did pretty well. You know, if I were to say, like, in a baseball terms, they made it out bat for those segments. The other segments, they struck out on. Like for real, man. Like, that's for me, it's just like, I mean, it's okay, but that doesn't mean it's a good episode, you know, or a decent episode. This episode was a meh episode, where it's like, hey, if you paid attention to main event stuff only, you got your money's worth for watching this episode. But if you watched the whole thing, it was just kind of like such a drag episode. Like there was stuff that just dragged, man. Like Ziggler and Rude dragged on, you know, like it wasn't like there was anything in the middle that made me say, oh, I can't wait to see what's next for this feud and that feud. It was just like, this show was just like, all right, the opener, then there's shit in between. There's a Ronda segment, so that's pretty damn good because we're going to invest time into that. Then afterwards, and then the main event. Like that's it. There's like, they shot like 13, 14 segments tonight, and only 3 of them really, really like did well. They went 3 for 14 on the field. That's like an F. That's not good. So when it comes down to it, Raw this week was a meh episode. Because like I said, at least the main event stuff delivered. They did what I normally like when I look into shows, where you start off the show with one theme and you end it with the same theme. So that way the audience members have a reason to care about what happened in the opening. So that way it's not like they forget about it. They had something in the middle that was good. But then other than that, a lot of the stuff was just kind of filler and forgettable. And you had a terrible segment with Bayley and Sasha. And I guess we learned that Sarah Logan was a Viking. So overall, Raw was a meh episode, which is better. I think that's like the best review I've given on Raw. I think that's the high grade for them at this point. Meh and blah. But yeah. Anyways, guys, if you guys are done with the Raw review portion, we're going to step into the Q&A portion. I just want to thank everyone from WrestlingWithWrestling.com or anyone on YouTube, new subscribers that have come in and checked us out. Thank you guys very much. Before you leave or click out because you don't like the Q&A portion, give this video a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys for that next part of the video. But if you guys are staying for the Q&A portion, just sit back, relax, keep eating that popcorn or whatever the heck you're eating, and just listen to some random questions that don't have to revolve around wrestling, because sometimes I like these portions of the video because it gives me a break from talking about wrestling sometimes. But yeah. Favorite Pokemon type? Oh, man, dude, that's hard. I would say my favorite type, to be honest, my favorite type would have to be ground. Because I feel like ground covers against electric, so you can't get paralyzed. And I hate, like, I can stand being poisoned. I can stand being sleep. But I swear, man, when I get paralyzed, I hate that with my Pokemon. Because a lot of ground types are normally naturally slow. So it's like, they're already at a disadvantage. So I like ground types. Earthquake's one of my favorite moves ever. Some of my favorite Pokemon from each generation, they're ground types. Like Generation 7, that Mudsdale. Oh, Mudsdale's a beast, dog. He's a ground type. Mudsdale, Doug Trio, Golem. Well, Golem's a rock round, but he's still ground type, so it counts anyways. Like Golem, Dawn Fan. What's his fucking face from Generation 3? I'm trying to remember his goddamn name. He's a fire ground type. Camerupt. And then Generation 4, Garchomp, obviously one of my favorite dragons in general, one of my favorite Pokemon in general. He's a ground type. Oh yeah, Torterra, Marsh Stomp, and Swampert. So, you know, there's a lot of good ground types, man. What's up, Degenerate Sharingan? Well, my favorite match from the World Cup was South Korea or Germany. It was South Korea, Germany, because that was just hilarious seeing Germany get eliminated by South Korea out of all freaking teams. Or Croatia versus Russia, because that game was intense, man. I literally thought Russia was going to continue that Cinderella story. Or Russia versus Spain too. That was another good one. Like, it's always cool seeing the home team, kind of like the home country team, kind of do well in the World Cup because the fans are just lit. So it adds more to the matches. But I definitely like that Russia-Croatia game. But seeing Germany get their ass kicked anytime is always hilarious to me. Jay Barden, never apologize for missing my streams, man. You're fine, man. Yeah, dude, the firing squad should have turned on the Bullet Club a long time, you know? Tonga Lao don't care about no being leader. He just wants the family to stay safe. So, yeah, I like that, man. And Fale was all like, fuck him. Who do you miss more, Dean Ambrose or Mason Ryan? Oh, Ambrose. Who the fuck is Mason Ryan these days? What is he doing? Is Dean Ambrose... not Dean Ambrose. Is Mason Ryan doing stuff? What do you think about the new Dragon Ball Super movie news? It's Broly Kakarot. Broly's now canon. I don't know if I really care that Broly's now canon, and I don't know how they're going to execute it. That's the one thing is, like, it all depends on the execution. Obviously, Toriyama is now going to be writing for Broly, which is kind of be a little bit more interesting because Toriyama has never really written for Broly. So it's going to be interesting to see what Toriyama kind of does for it. Well, he's not writing for Broly. He's more like advising Broly this time around. So be interesting to see what they do with the story. What is your opinion on Care Bear when he was part of the Wyatt family? Is it still the same opinion you have him now? That's how he got the name Care Bear. He came out, he looked like a fucking goof. He hugged people to death. I called him Care Bear because he hugged people. That's how he got the nickname. I always hated Care Bear. Nothing has changed about him. I always thought he sucked. He still sucks to me. Nothing has changed, in my opinion, on Care Bear. Do you see Hogan having another match now that he's back with the company? Not another match, but he is going to be, what's it called? He is going to be definitely doing some segments. What happened next week? Roman wins. Roman loses by fuck finish. Or both Lashley and Roman get DQ'd or counted out, making this match a triple threat at SummerSlam. I think we will be getting that triple threat at SummerSlam because they don't see anything to do with Roman without the Universal title. If I were WWE, I would have McIntyre cost Roman this match and at least lead to a Roman and McIntyre match, kind of like I talked about in the last stream. What happened on Raw? So we had 2 triple threat matches to decide who was going to face each other, and the winner of that would face Lesnar for the Universal title. And Roman won his and Lashley won his, so we got that rematch. We also had the worst segment ever between Bayley and Sasha Banks. It was absolutely terrible. And then we had Ronda Rousey, still suspended, come out and beat up Alexa Bliss. So it was fun, man. Did I see your what did you say? What did you see? What did you say about the DC video? I saw your comment on the other video, but I don't know what you said about it. Like did you like saying like Chuck Liddell or something like that? Like Tito? Like I remember someone was like mad that I didn't mention Liddell. I was all like, man, Liddell ain't no GOAT. Do you see Daniel Cormier appearing at SummerSlam? No, because Brock has 6 months until he's cleared. I mean, I guess they could work out a deal, but I don't see him appearing at SummerSlam. In my personal opinion, I don't know what DC would do. Like, he's not a good promo guy. Thoughts on the new Rugrats series being made? I did not know this was a thing. So Rugrats is back or something? Better not be All Grown Up. I swear, All Grown Up ruined Rugrats for me. That You Gotta Go game that Chucky was obsessed with, man. Like, ridiculous. Do you know what it will take for WWE to change Raw back to 2 hours? Advertisers paying them enough money like they get paid for the 3 hours. Thoughts on Jimmy Butler turning down his contract extension? Well, Kadeem, Butler's just betting on himself to make more money. That's pretty much it. Hashtag midlife crisis Roman needs to happen. No. Midlife crisis Okada yelling Scooby-Doo. Dyeing his hair red and playing with a balloon. It's so sad to see. But I trust in New Japan pulling it out. Will DC interfere Lesnar's SummerSlam? WWE books it, they probably could do that. I think it would be kind of smart to have a Miz TV with Daniel Cormier, wouldn't you? Where Miz kind of goats Daniel Cormier and stuff like that. It'd be kind of interesting, right? What else is the Miz doing? Is LeBron signing with the Lakers a good move? For LeBron, yes. The Lakers, you have to wait and see. I mean, just by getting LeBron, you get pretty much a guaranteed spot in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes down to it, yeah, it's a good move. LeBron's going to become a billionaire because of this. Because now he's going to be in LA doing a bunch of projects and everything. Especially if he wins a title for the Lakers. Oh, I mean, at that point, too, you would have to actually consider, is LeBron going to get that jersey retired in LA? Because, like, here's the thing. LeBron can play, he wants to play until his kid's in the league. So that'll be 8 years with the team. And if he can win 1 or 2 titles in between, that's a jersey retirement number. And, like, that'd be crazy, man. For 3 franchises, LeBron would have his jersey retired. I know Shaq has his jersey retired with the Heat, which is crazy. He only played with the Heat for, like, 2 years. Didn't do shit. He won a title with them. The Lakers. The Magic retired his number, right? And I think the Suns might retire his number. I don't know if the Suns will, but he did good for the Suns for a little bit. But yeah, oh yeah, man. Definitely for sure, man. Do you think Tama Tonga should win the G1 Climax? No, I think Naito should, honestly. Like Tama Tonga facing Omega for the belt is like a filler feud. It's like kind of like an interesting feud. He's still a legit guy, so fans won't be like, oh, Omega's not facing anyone legit. It's still a good feud, you know? So yeah. If they made a Hey Arnold video game in the modern day, which platform would you buy it on? Example, PS4, Xbox One, or Nintendo Switch. Oh, probably the Switch. I always feel like Nickelodeon games were made better for Nintendo. I don't know, because Nintendo's more of the kiddie product. But I felt like when you bought a Nickelodeon game on like the PlayStation or Xbox, like it didn't feel like it was a Nickelodeon game. Only like the SpongeBob games really transitioned well to PlayStation and Xbox. Like I remember playing like Rocket Power and the SpongeBob games on GameCube, and that felt like a Nickelodeon game. Why is Okada losing to Jay White? Do you think they're building him up as a contender to the New Japan World Championship? They're definitely building up Jay White as a contender to the New Japan World Championship. 1, he's from Australia, which, man, it's huge, and they like to do shows in Australia. 2, he's white. He's a gaijin. They need more white and gaijin guys because they're, like, trying to push outside and get people who are not, what's it called, outside. Shout out to Justin Peck. Yes, my Pikachu is greater than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar couldn't even stand up to my Pikachu. But yeah, man, even though Jay White sucks, he fits all the criteria that New Japan needs into building a guy that they're trying to attract from the outside world. Because Omega, if he leaves, Smarks can just go on and like Jay White. AJ Lee or Ronda? Ronda. I never liked AJ Lee. When will the NFL predictions begin? When will the NFL season predictions be? I gotta jump on those soon, right? Maybe late July. Yeah. But I'm not gonna do like the whole like I'm just gonna do like one giant stream, and I gotta set it all up where I have like the teams' logos and me talking about the teams and stuff like that. So yeah. And I gotta do more research too. Certain players haven't signed yet. I probably will say maybe that stream will take place 3rd week of preseason. Yeah, 3rd week of preseason, I say I'll do that. Because, like, then I'll know who's, like, actually injured. And then the 3rd week of preseason, after the 3rd week of preseason, that's when the dress rehearsal games are. So I can actually see how teams are actually looking after the dress rehearsal games. So that gives me a good idea. So you can expect that stream probably around then. Yeah, because if I started doing stuff now, then let's just say, like, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, you know, the Giants will be great because OBJ is coming back. And then it turns out OBJ is not coming back till, like, freaking, like, he gets injured again or something like that. Then it's like, yeah. Thoughts on UFC 227? In my opinion, it looks lackluster due to the hate bromance between Garbrandt and Dillashaw. LA always gets the fucking shitty cards. Like, whenever UFC brings a card to Los Angeles, I'm like, why do we even want to try to think about going? Like, Anaheim always gets the good cards. Like, I don't know why. Like, they hate Los Angeles. Like, Los Angeles, Staples has never really had a good UFC card. Like, honestly, I can't think of a good time Staples Center has had a UFC card. They always get, like, a shit card, man. Thoughts on the whole Holloway Ortega situation? It is what it is. Ortega didn't step up to take a fight, which will hurt him in the long run because Dana White's a spiteful motherfucker. Holloway, I hope he's okay, man. I joke on him a lot, like with his little funny mannerisms, but I don't want the guy to have like a stroke or anything like that. He's a wonderful, terrific fighter for the UFC. So I hope he's okay. But yeah, man, I feel bad for T-City, dude, because like I feel like Dana White, especially if Stevens this next upcoming weekend knocks Jose Aldo the fuck out in the first round, oh man, he will put Stevens versus Ortega, especially if Holloway's out for a while, because then Ortega will kind of regret not taking that Jeremy Stevens fight, because I would have taken Jeremy Stevens like short notice, because I feel like Ortega could have taken that fight. So yeah. No, Tetsuya Naito's winning the G1. Come on, boys. I'm pretty much new to the UFC, and one thing I want to know is that, what are the prelim fights for? Okay, so Daryl, the prelim fights for UFC are kind of like for up-and-comers, and also for the TV station. So, the thing is about the prelim fights, a lot of the times the prelim fights, they're guys that go at it more, and they're free, so people will see those fights. It's kind of like the pre-show in wrestling in a way, where it's like, oh, dude, I saw this crazy thing. I want to go order the event now. That's the whole point of the prelim fights. And so, like, the stations, what they'll do is, like, you will notice that there's this guy who's ranked pretty high in their certain division. Like, Uriah Hall and Paulo Costa. They're top 10 middleweights. You're like, man, why are these guys on the prelims? And stuff like that. Well, it's because the TV said, hey, we need, like, a good prelim main event to help sell your card and everything like that. So that's what kind of like prelims are for. They're for up-and-comers. Hell, even sometimes main eventers fight on the prelims, man. Like Uriah Faber was on the prelims at one point. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, the prelims are for up-and-comers and also for fans who are on the fence about UFC, who are new to the UFC. If they catch it and they see like a war going on, they're like, oh shit, I want to go watch these fights. But yeah, prelims are just kind of there. And also they're kind of there for like hardcore fans too. Like you notice that the arenas are empty during the prelims. Who do I hate more, Ziggler or Jay White? I liked Ziggler at one point. Like, the Dolph Ziggler guy was like, hi, my name's Dolph Ziggler. I loved that gimmick. Like, that was like my favorite Dolph Ziggler gimmick ever, man. I loved that gimmick. I was like, it was great. Jay White I've never liked. Always thought he was a piece of shit. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler. I always liked Jay White. I always hated Jay White. I always liked Dolph Ziggler more. What is your reaction to UFC 225? I know it was like last month, but I'm curious to know yours. Romero should have won after rewatching that fight. Romero should have won. CM Punk sucks at MMA. Cody, who's that idiot? Colby Covington. All he does is wrestle people, so it's good to know that we're going to get a boring fight when him and Tyron Woodley fight each other, because he doesn't have any stand-up whatsoever. And RDA just pretty much is Mr. Choke City when it comes to big situations. Like, this is just ridiculous, dude. Cancel New Japan World if Jay White wins G1. I wouldn't go that far. I still need to catch up on my New Japan sometimes. UFC 214 was good. Yeah, that's in Anaheim. That's not Los Angeles. That's not Staples. That's in the pond. The Wolves offseason so far has been kind of lackluster, but we don't have cap to play with, so it's like, it's kind of expected. Our summer league was kind of trash. We re-signed Derrick Rose, so that's good. But other than that, it's alright. Jay, is it okay to lower your expectations for a team the last two times? I did that for the Cowboys. It was 2014, 2016. I thought we would miss the playoffs, but they do better than I expected it. Last year I didn't have super high expectations for the Chargers. I said we're a talented team, but I said, like, I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. I feel like we're 8-8 at best and stuff like that. And I was almost right. We started off slow, and then we went on to that nice winning streak, and we were almost like, a lot of people were saying we were like the favorites to come out of the AFC, which was crazy. Oh, he's back with the Celtics. Like, Marcus Smart, like, here's the problem. Marcus Smart is a great defender and everything like that. He's a vicious defender. But the thing is, that dude can't score. And if you're a good defender and you can't score, it doesn't matter. I mean, he has the potential to score, but he takes so many bad shots. Like, there's not a lot of good shots Marcus Smart takes. But yeah, I think he stays with the Celtics. He fits with the Celtics and everything like that. 226, which was a much better card. Way more stacked. Not a lot. The only one bad fight on that card, and that was Lewis versus Ngannou. So why do people like Jay White? I don't know, man. I think it's just the New Japan goggles. Like, a lot of people just fall into the New Japan goggle bullshit, and they believe everything New Japan does is awesome, and they just can't accept the fact that sometimes New Japan doesn't put on awesome content. I don't know. I see people defend mediocrity in Jay White. Yeah, but you're saying like Colby is going to try to outstrike Tyron, where Tyron's a way better striker than Colby. Colby was striking with Damian Maia. Damian Maia does not even know what a punch looks like. Jordan Burroughs. Who's Jordan Burroughs? Is he a boxer or something like that? I'm not like super in depth with fighting like I was back in the day. Let me check him out. Oh, he's an NCAA division wrestler. He's 30 years old. He looks big. Looks like he's a 185er. No, he wrestles 163, so maybe 170. So yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. He's kind of old. But then Yoel started old, so who knows? I don't follow NCAA like that. Naito better win this year again. Well, I think he's going to win, because it'd be kind of stupid not to do Omega versus Naito. Do you know Michael Chandler might sign with the UFC? Yeah, I heard that. Hope he does. He'd be a solid fighter. Think he'll do better than Will Ill Brooks is doing. Like, oh, what a weird guy that was, man. Thoughts on Michael Venom Page? He's interesting. You know, I like his style. He's fun. He hasn't fought anyone worth a damn. That's for sure. Don't say Cyborg, because Cyborg is past his prime. But yeah, you know, he's good. He's fun. I have to see him fight actually a person. Who do you think will win the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix? Ryan Bader is looking like a good favorite right now. Not going to lie. I can see Bader being the champ. Do Kyrie have a reason not to resign with the Celtics next year? Yeah. He has an option. He has any reason. He wants to be a man of his own team. Boston was probably the team that had the packages to trade for him, and they did it. And now it's up to them to see if they can convince him to stay. Most likely he has a chance to come out of the East this year with the Celtics. But you never know with Kyrie. Kyrie's like an interesting dude. Like, especially when you read the reports, and especially if you listen to that podcast where they talked about everything about Kyrie and LeBron's relationship and how he didn't feel like they needed LeBron to come there and everything. Like, he seems like the type of guy that he's like happy with just one ring. And he's okay with that because, you know, his one ring came in epic fashion. He took the game-winning shot over Stephon Curry, the reigning MVP of the 73-9 Warriors, and blah, 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 in Game 7 in Oakland. And it feels like people remember Kyrie for that. And I feel like he knows that. So he's kind of like he wants to just do his own thing. He just wants to play basketball and not worry about winning more championships. He's missed a lot of games in his career. He is a fun player to watch. But yeah, man, when it comes to New York, he loves New York apparently, man. But yeah, he has a reason. Well, he did Impact Wrestling for a bit, Blue Knight. He did some little Impact Wrestling. He did a little bit. He was part of Lashley's ATT days. How do you think Covington would do in the welterweight? How do you think Covington will do in the welterweight? Do you mean middleweight? He's already in welterweight. Unless you mean middleweight. In middleweight, he's a little bit, he's only like 185. He walks around that middleweight. So yeah. Biggest robberies in wrestling. Like in WWE? I don't even think there's robberies. Like I said, I don't follow NCAA or anything like that anymore. So I wouldn't know shit anymore. Like I forgot some dudes' names. WWE, probably, I don't even know any robberies. It's all predetermined. Maybe James Storm at that Lockdown should have beat Bobby Roode. That was a big robbery. I was pissed at that. Thoughts on Kobe Covington's hot sister? I just want to see the DMs. That's it. I don't really care. She looks like any other girl. For sure, Isaac Brock. I'll check out that comment as soon as I can. Just gotta check Insta. Let's see what's going on Instagram. All right, cool. All right, hey Chase, remaking for the YouTube wrestling show for 2K18. Any suggestions for signatures and finishers? I already got you a Finn Balor jacket. Ooh, let's see. What would be a good What would you guys think my signature and finishers, man? That's a great question. I'm glad that you got me a Finn Balor job. Do I do what he does? Do I come out and do I pop the stupid collar? Because that'd be great. Signatures and finishers. Man, dude. Oh, man, like I always, cause like I'm a smaller guy, so I always said I said my finishers would always be like the Shining Wizard or something like that, because I feel like that's like a finisher for me. So give me like a Shining Wizard, give me like a goofy ass Shining Wizard, and then signatures. Brainbuster would work as a signature. I don't know if the Brainbuster is in the game, but signatures are pretty good. A Brainbuster would be sick. I always felt like I could let people. Oh, finisher, Superman. Oh yeah, give me the Superman punch. That'd be funny. Yeah, give me a Superman punch. That'd be great. You know, like Superman punch these fools. Oh, he's already ranked high. He's ranked #1. He's the #1 welterweight, man. Any opinions on JBA? Who's JBA? Let me check. Let me search. I always have to search, man, because like sometimes people say names and I don't even know who the heck they are. Oh, the junior oh, LeVar's league? I thought you were talking about a person. I don't even know what's going on. Is that really a thing? Like, I barely keep up with Big 3 basketball. Now I have to follow the LeVar Ball League now too. I heard there was maybe that was the league. I heard a story about a referee and a kid were fighting. So yeah, I don't know. Is Liangelo doing good in that league? Is Jello doing good? Between MVP Chandler and Douglas Lima, who deserves to fight in the UFC more? Chandler. Lightweight's more stacked. Like, no offense to Lima. We saw what happened when he fought like a very, very skilled striker in Rory. And I just don't see Lima's fighting style really, really like lasting with all the other welterweights. MVP is cool, but like I said, he hasn't fought anyone worth a damn. Chandler, you know, yes, he has some losses, but he's still a really good fighter. He's a tough dude. He was willing to fight off a goddamn broken foot. Yeah, man, I'm down with Chandler. Samoa Joe promo on Kobe Covington. Kobe Covington, you act like you're the hot shit, but really when I look at you, Kobe, I see it, and I know in your eyes that you want to fight with me. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't heard Joe is feuding with Ty Dillinger. It's funny. In your opinion, what are some of the best MLB teams over the years? Oh, man. You got to talk about the Yankees in the early 2010s. Those teams were just great. The Yankees in the 90s. Red Sox from like 05 to 08. Even though they never made the World Series, those Tampa Bay teams from 05 to 05 to like 08, that was a good team too, man. So like the Tampa Bay Rays, the Marlins before they traded everyone, like the early 2000 Marlins, oh, that was a good team, man. They had Cabrera, they had all these fools, man. Like those were like teams where I was just like, damn, dude, those guys were stacked and everything like that. Currently today, there's not really like any like all-time great teams that I would say, like maybe the Royals at one point were like kind of near that talks and stuff like that, like kind of in those talks because they had a really deep team and they kind of just let everyone go. But like for me personally, like all great teams, like man, dude, like the early 2010 Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rays, like I would just remember like those teams were fucking balling, dude. Like especially the early 2000 Marlins, like Jesus Christ, dude, they were loaded. Should have won more World Series. like for real, man. They should have won more World Series, dude. That team was stacked. Absolutely stacked. Man, the early Cubs, no, the early 2000 Cubs weren't good. That good. I mean, they almost made the NLC, made the World Series and shit. But oh, LeAngelo drop it. Good for Jello. Which of these fan bases annoyed you more, Braun sexuals or Jordanites? Braun sexuals. I like LeBron. Like, don't get me wrong. Jordanites, they're mostly older, but Braun is like kind of like one of these guys that is just like LeBron. It's like because we've seen so much of him that people kind of have like always been like on his case, and so it's just like really annoying sometimes with LeBron sexuals and stuff like that. LeVar Ball's family is just goofy, man. What's up, Andre Corbiel? We're in the Q&A portion of this funny little live stream. Do you think people overreacted with Hogan? Oh, no. That was an overreaction, Jay Barton. People had every right to be pissed at Hulk Hogan for what he said. Like, what he said was not appropriate. It was such a dick thing. He says in that goddamn audio, oh, I'm not a racist, brother. And then he goes on and he calls the thing, like, if you want to blah, 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 go fuck a rich one. Like, oh, come on. It was disgusting what he said. Like it's not an overreaction, man. Now, WWE taking him out of the Hall of Fame, that was an overreaction by WWE. Because they have a fucking murderer, they have our fucking president, and they have a bunch of terrible people in that goddamn Hall of Fame. And yet Hulk Hogan gets removed from the Hall of Fame. That's an overreaction. That is stupid. But for WWE not wanting to associate themselves with Hogan, and for people being mad at Hulk Hogan, especially if you are an African American human being, I can understand. I'm not even African American. What I heard Hulk Hogan say was just like super disgusting. Like it was just old people talking. I get it. And I get it. And I get it. Hulk Hogan, you know, he grew up in a different time, different era. It's hard to change those people's minds. And I totally understand. I totally understand that. But for me personally, man, just the way he said it, just the way he talked about it, it was just so disgusting, man. I mean, if people don't forgive him, I understand. Look, the Hulkster, always going to be one of my favorite talents. But I can understand why people were mad with him, man. Well, yeah, Andre, because hip-hop, all these black people are rapping, so that's why. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. Wrestling fans or MMA fans? Which of these fans get annoying to the point it drives you? Oh, wrestling fans. MMA fans are not, like look, MMA fans say stupid shit. They whine about stupid shit. But wrestling fans, dude, you just don't know what you're going to hear from them. That's why I made a video today. Wrestling fans are funny. I just don't know. They're defending the fans who were annoying. But yeah. Oh, like, Hulk Hogan's always going to be one of the guys in my hearts, man. But I can understand why people haven't forgiven him. Like, I understand. I accept. Like, I understand. I get it. He grew up in a different era. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you can't change his mindset. Like, it's just like when you see like an older gentleman or older woman and they talk the way they talk, people got to understand that's their era that they grew up in, and that's just their mindset, and that's just how they are. And it's hard to change people on their values. Like, I find it so funny. People are always like, I find it so funny. People are all about changing other people's values. They say they want to help people get better, but they don't try to learn about these people and where they come from, their past or anything like that. They just want to, what's it called? They just want to change people to believe what they want to believe in, but you need to understand why people believe a certain thing. Now, I'm not saying every certain thing that someone believes in is absolutely right, but you got to understand, we always talk about protecting our values and protecting our mindset and protecting our freedom of speech. Whether you like what you're hearing what someone's saying, that's their freedom of speech. That is their values right there. So the thing is, you are insulting their values. Whether they're hateful or not, or whether you think it's hateful, it is what it is. Like, don't get me wrong. I like for me personally, I think it's disgusting when I see someone who like assault a Trump supporter, take off the Trump hat, take off the little Trump sticker on their car, scratch their car saying "fuck Trump," and it's like so funny. It's like, dude, let them be who they want to be. If they want to support Trump, go right ahead. But that doesn't give you a right just because they support Trump for you to like destroy their shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the stupid shit like that. where I'm just like, why you do that? I don't like when Trump supporters attack freaking Democrats and stuff like that. So why should you like it when the Trump supporter attacks? Like, oh, yeah, I get it. You're angry. Trump's your president. But seriously, doing what you're doing is just as bad as when Obama was president, a Republican freaking making fun of Obama, doing all that crap to Obama stuff. You are sinking down to the enemy's level, and yet you want the enemy to understand your values when you're acting like your own enemy that acted like that 8 years ago. So how are you supposed to expect me to accept your values? How are you going to sit here and tell me to respect the values that you have when you are acting just as foolish and childish as anyone else? Understand and learn from people. Don't sit here and be all like, oh, you know, blah, 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 values and shit. Like, no. Don't try to change my values. Don't try to change my beliefs. What you need to do is understand and learn other people's values and their beliefs. And whether you like it or not, use that as an educational tool and understand that this is shit that needs to go, that you need to know and understand and get. Because until you accept and learn how to understand other people's values, that's when you're actually going to understand shit. But nowadays people don't do that. People just only want people to know what they think and their values, and fuck them. I hate talking. This is why I hate talking about politics. like, cause man, people don't care. Vote for Chase. 21 cannot run. 2035 or some bullshit. Vote for Chase. But yeah. Anyways, I'll be a good Republican candidate too, because I'll be all like, people always think I'm not Republican, which is like, I feel like people should figure that out by now. But I didn't vote for Trump. I always tell people I voted for Marco Rubio. Everyone goes like, oh, you wasted your vote. You could have voted for the... I'm like, no, I didn't like Hillary. Why the fuck would I vote for Hillary? The fuck? I ain't gonna vote for that shit. I don't want to vote for Trump either. Rubio was my boy. Hey, dude, don't worry, man. We're gonna have the best Republican candidate ever when The Rock runs. Ugh, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, man, everyone's gonna be jumping on that Republican bandwagon once they realize their boy Dwayne's a Republican. I feel like that's the ultimate heel turn for The Rock. You know, everyone loves The Rock now, but once it's revealed Rock is a Republican, so many people are going to be so mixed on that. They're going to be like, what the fuck? Rock's Republican? Like, oh, it's going to be a great heel turn. All right, I went on a tangent of politics long enough. Probably lost like 3 subscribers, too. They're like, oh, he's a fucking Republican. Fuck him. Voted for Trump. Even though I said I voted for Marco Rubio. Fuck him, he wasted his vote. Didn't waste my vote. Use my own voice. Alright, where was this? There was like a Braun sexual, like, fuck Braun Strowman fans. They don't know what they're talking about. Alright, imagine the match between LeVar Ball versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Man, Brock Lesnar would be so amused by this. And then LaMelo would steal, like, would steal something from his. Like, LiAngelo would steal, like, Sable sunglasses, and then Brock would be so confused, and then LeVar Ball would roll him up for the title. That'd be great. You like Hogan, like NWO or Real American better? Oh, Real American all day, but the NWO Hogan was definitely good. Do you prefer Russell Westbrook's athleticism or his what meme? Oh, his athleticism. The what meme's funny, but the athleticism is why I like Russell Westbrook. All right. What do I think of Hogan's 2002 WWE run? I mean, he won a title, but it was kind of a waste of time. What's up, E-Border? Why did LeBron leave bums to play with bums? Well, CPZ, LA has better bums, and LA has more money than Cleveland, and LA can make LeBron a superstar. So there you go. Yeah, man. Ben Carson. That's a good pick right there, Kadeem Simon. I like Ben Carson. Yeah, The Rock is Republican, Philip M6. What, you surprised by that? Why do you think The Rock did not do any freaking tours for the Democrats? He was invited and he declined them. The Rock. Why do you think The Rock is so close with Vince McMahon? The Rock is a Republican if you ever seen one. Hard-working, get your hands type of dirty type of dude. Oh, he's a Republican. You cannot tell me The Rock is a fucking Democrat. I didn't see many Rock speeches saying that for the President Obama. I didn't see The Rock tweeting out, oh, I like that if you smell what Barack is cooking, everything like that. Oh no. Y'all know that shit. The Rock is a Republican. Simple as that. Oh yeah, MMA. I don't know why MMA fans need to talk shit about wrestling to wrestling fans. Like, wrestling fans already know it's fake. Like, what else are you trying to say? Like, what are you trying to prove? LA don't have JR, that's why. Yeah, that's a good reason. No, there was no HLA with Sasha and Bailey. More like, with Sasha and Bailey. Do you think Pentagon Jr. should go to WWE since he's reaching popularity in Lucha Underground and the indie circuit? I'm pretty sure WWE would like a Pentagon Jr. He's a main event level guy in any company he steps in. Pretty sure WWE will take him some time. You would have to change up his style. Dude's legit. I like Pentagon Jr. a lot. He's gonna have a pretty good match with Sami Callihan at Slammiversary this weekend, so that's something to look out for too. It's up to Pentagon Jr. Because right now WWE they have La Sombra, and Pentagon and La Sombra, you know, they're not. And La Sombra is Cien Almas for anyone who doesn't know. I don't know. Pentagon looked at La Sombra and see how he's doing and seeing like if that's a good move. I'm pretty sure Pentagon Jr. is not trusting whatever Del Stinko says about WWE. But I'm pretty sure Pentagon, if he sees dollar signs and he feels like, hey, I can do some magic here, I'm going to do that, man. So, yeah. JD from NY. What a good guy, dude. Greatest heel and face turn. I feel Bret Hart's heel turns like one of the greatest heel turns because like Bret Hart has always been squeaky clean, and he was like super pissed off that Austin was getting cheered during that match, and he was just like turning up the pressure and stuff like that. You know, so that's why it was just that's why I love that heel turn, because you know, if you watch Bret Hart through a lot of his time in the early 90s with WWF, and then you see that match with Austin, it was like super crazy, like how much aggressive he was with Austin. Face turns, there's not really many face turns that I go like, oh, I'm so happy they turned face, you know, like you know, it's cool when someone turns face, but it's like, I guess Batista's my favorite face turn, and for me at least. I don't think it's the greatest face turn of all time, but for me it's like Batista, all that build up, him looking at the world title and stuff like that. So yeah. No, AJ Styles is a big time Republican. Oh my God. He went on the Talking Shop podcast and he was all freaking talking about how Hillary's an idiot and stuff like that. Of course Vince is high on AJ. AJ is a good worker and he's a Republican. Why do you think No Mercy a couple years ago they moved AJ, John Cena, and Dean Ambrose to the opening match? Because AJ, Cena, and Vince needed to watch good old Trumpers talk about the Republican National Convention. I talked about this in my review. I said, oh, AJ Styles was saying, oh, I gotta go watch the Republican thing. Him, Cena, AJ, and freaking Vince were sitting there and watching the Republican National Committee that year and wanking off or something. Of course AJ is going to get a push, man. Do you think Stone Cold ever tried to run for politics? No. Stone Cold is not really a political guy. He just says stuff like, what is he going to say? Well, I don't know, shoot. I feel like that. Like, I can't even do Stone Cold. Like, I don't even know what Stone Cold would say about politics, man. Do you find it ironic Chase does Side being more liberal on issues, but when it comes to wrestling, he has more of a traditional mindset? I just find it ironic in a weird way, that's it. No, not really. Like, I feel like you can tell who someone is by watching their videos and stuff like that. Side definitely comes off as like as a liberal, even in his wrestling videos, like and stuff. I don't hate him for it. Like I said, like people, like I don't understand hating someone just because of their political standpoint. You can disagree with some stuff, but like I said, you know, sometimes it's agree to disagree. I don't agree everything that the Republicans do. Like, trust me, I don't. It's just my family has been Republican. I was kind of raised that way. I understand that's my values and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, Slick Daddy grew up in Illinois. That's always been kind of like a liberal city and stuff like that. So I can understand. With wrestling, I just think that it's just something that he's been watching for so long, and he understands like this is what he feels is good, and that's what he wants to see out of the company and the product. But at this point in time, he realizes, hey, the company is not getting into that direction. The company is kind of getting into a bad direction for him, and so now he just fucks around with it. Do you think DC as heavyweight champ is hurting the light heavyweight division? No, lack of competition is. The only competition he has is Goopiston. Other than that, it's like, what, Shogun wants a title fight. Like, what the hell? Shogun? Why? Why does WWE put so much hype on shows like Superstars and main events for like the first 2 years, then make the shows trash years later? They put so much hype just to like trick TV deals and trick people into the revenue that you could possibly get out of it, because pretty much they want to try to tell the television companies, hey, this is what you're going to get. Fans get behind it for a little bit. There's hype into it. But then ultimately WWE sees the numbers that are coming back, and then they kind of realize that, hey, this shiny toy is not doing anything anymore. Let's just get rid of it before it's too late. So they just sit there and forget about the shiny new toy because they have other new toys to promote. But yeah, that's why it's pretty much just to gain advantage on the networks and tricking the networks into having something, and then the networks get tricked and they sign these stupid contracts to give advertisements good money on these stupid shows, and then WWE makes money off of it anyways. But nowadays the main event and main event's just on the network now. I don't even think it's even on a network TV and stuff like that. And I don't even know, like, seriously, I don't even remember the last time I tuned into Superstars. Maybe I'm getting my shows, but what the Superstars at Tyson Kidd and D.H. Smith, that's the last time I turned into Superstars. And the last time I turned into main event, I think it was like Paige was wrestling. Like, I remember I heard Paige was wrestling on main event, and I couldn't believe it. And so I turned it on. And this was like Paige was feuding with AJ Lee and stuff. And I just sat there and I watched the match. And I said, what is this company doing? Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Sean's View Entertainment. The most electrifying line in all sports. Yeah, you see, AJ and I, we have a very similar Republican idea. AJ's way more Republican than me. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, AJ's way more Republican than I am. Like that's not even a contest. With our boy Dean Ambrose on the injury list, which WWE star phones in the most matches? I was like, wait, when did that's true. Dean Ambrose is our boy when it comes to Shinsuke. Come on, CPZ. Shinsuke loves phoning in his own matches that he got bit by a dog to avoid matches. And his most recent match was just a low blow and a Kinshasa. Oh, Shinsuke loves phoning his own matches. Pick a theme song. Oh, man, dude. Man. What could be a good theme song for me? I always go with My Time from Triple H's theme, but I don't like now that they're like, let me hit you with a little bit of Triple H. Sometime, not gonna take it, man, buddy. Burning My Light's always a good choice. I don't know if Kill Switch is. I don't even think Kill Switch engages in that game. But yeah, if Fire Burns is in there, I'll take that one. Oh, I'm trying to think of other songs, man. It's hard. No, I don't think AJ's the best wrestler in the world. I think Okada is. But, yeah. Dude, Shogun wants a title shot. I'm like, why? Do you think California should start lowering taxes? No, we can't lower taxes. We have too many people coming here. Whether it's people from Mexico, people from up north coming down, people from the west coming down, East Coasters wanting to start their lives over here. No, we have way too many people coming here, man. We can't lower taxes. That's just the ultimate thing. We're inflated here in California. There's too much. We have too much people. People come to California. They say, oh, you know, I'm just going to be here for a year or something. And then they don't leave. And then they get caught up with a bunch of shit. Trust me, man. I've been trying to leave this goddamn state forever. And I don't even feel like I want to leave it. So, yeah, man. If California splits, that's the dumbest thing ever, man. Like, for real, that is the dumbest thing ever if California splits. Like, why? Like, we don't need to split. That's ridiculous. Bruce Bruce just hates Cena. That's his gimmick, man. Red Pill Republican Rock. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, Andre, I agree with that. Like, AJ's still good and great. Like, he can put on great matches when he needs to. But yeah, his newer style is kind of like very, very like adding on to his career, which is fine. You know, like a lot of wrestlers, like AJ Styles doesn't need to do the stuff he needs to do. But that's why, like Okada, he wrestles a style that adds years onto his career that's not as brutal, but he still puts on great matches, man. That's why I like Okada. Like Omega, sometimes I feel like he does unnecessary shit, where I'm just like, why is Kenny doing that? Freebirds? Okay, I'm down with that. I can picture the 2020 election with The Rock and Kanye West. Well, that'd be great, man. All right, guys, that's it for this live stream. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll try to do one probably Wednesday or Friday. Depends if I'm free or if I feel like it, to be honest with you. But thank you guys very much for watching. Remember, guys, just like the #1 contender to the UFC heavyweight champion, Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. And yo, check out wrestlingwithwrestling.com and hit the subscribe and like button. Yo.